In this video, we are taking a whole host of drift tires from ReveD, MST, DS Racing, and from Yokomo and putting them on the Sakura D5 drift car, taking them out on some P-tile and seeing which tire really matches up the best with that surface. So welcome everyone, my name is Troy, this is Roadside RC. On this channel you'll see everything from bashing, crawling, drifting, racing, all this kind of stuff, plus product review videos and how-tos. And today, a whole slew of drift tires. Now, when I say a lot of drift tires, this is what I mean. I literally mean bags and bags of drift tires. I mean, I have Yokomo DRAs, I have DS Racing, a couple different specs of DS Racing. These are the rear-wheel drive FF0 Mark IIs. We have, these are more DRAs. Here is some MST Silver Dots. I have some of the DS Racing with the tread pattern in them. These are the LF3. I have MST Greens. I have MST Golds. I have Yokomo DRA, DRC. And we have the recently released ReveD ASO1 tires that we will be trying. All right, all of these on my Sakura D5 drift car. We're going to be taking them to the Music City RC track. Brand new open place here in Nashville, Tennessee. Going to be taking them there, and we're going to look at how does each one of these tires perform, and we're going to do a number of individual tests with it. So first, there's a circle there. All right, there's just a circle like a roundabout. What does it look like going around that circle? What's the angle it maintains, and how fast does it go around that? I'm assuming because of these different compounds that we're going to be dealing with, we're actually going to be able to see a speed difference from beginning to from one tire to another, and so that's what I'm really kind of looking for, speed and angle there. I plan to do some level of acceleration test. Very, very simple. Map the throttle, see from point A to point B how long it takes to get there. That's test 2. There's a number of big corners on this track, a couple big sweepers that go into really tight radius corners. I'm going to be doing a couple checks of how is it to control the car as it goes into those. It's really, really challenging corners when you have a long sweeper, and then all of a sudden you have to tighten it way up to go like around a 180, and it really requires some good control. So I'm going to be able to feel what is the control of the tire in that specific area. And then lastly, we're going to be looking at the wear pattern, right? How much does that tire wear, even for just a small amount of runs? So kind of trying to get an idea on longevity, all right? already tested the MST Silver, and they were okay to start with, but then they got really sticky really quick. So now what we're gonna do, I have the MST Green and Gold, so 2 levels even in theory softer from this tire, and that's just not what I'm looking for right now. We're not looking for something that's even stickier and is gonna even have more speed out here, and so we're gonna go ahead and skip the MST Green and Gold. Okay, now officially back home, have done the test. It's the next day. Here is, I've had a chance to kind of look at some of the footage, look at some of the data. Final thoughts, 4 points for you. Final thoughts. First, brand new ReveD tire that's out there. It is good. You know, if you are already using either the Yokomo DRA or DRC, consider it, right? I found that its overall feel was similar to those. And so if you like those, consider picking up a set of the ReveD and see if it suits your needs a little bit more than what you're doing with the Yokomo right now. But overall, I was pretty happy with that tire. They have this whole thing where the inside of the tire has a different shoulder profile than the outside of the tire. I truly don't understand that. You know, if somebody in theory can understand that better than I could do, you know, feel free to explain it down in the comments below. But honestly, I don't get it whatsoever. You don't run on the sidewall of the tire with RC drift. If you're using the sidewall, you're doing something wrong. It's not like a full-size regular tire, the rubber tire, where you actually deform the tire a lot, you know, under use, and to where sidewall profile, the curve and the shoulder there matters. This doesn't. It's a hard plastic tire. We're not doing that. I saw, you know, as you saw in the video, I flopped them around on the rim and put them inside out. They felt exactly the same to me. So I don't know, maybe somebody out there is smarter at it than I am and they can explain it, but I can't understand it. So that was number one. The second one was I was a little surprised. The second item I was a little surprised that the DRA was slower than the DRC. I always thought the Yokomo DRC was going to be a little bit of a lower traction tire, slower tire all around, but circle and the acceleration test, it both showed that the DRC was faster. And on this polished tile, and maybe that's the deal, maybe it's the location, but even then driving it around, you could tell I didn't feel like I had as much confidence and control with the DRC as I did with the A. I really like the DRA on this track. Like, that's really a tire that I like a lot. Third item is all around really the side bite of a tire. And I don't know, maybe I don't know exactly what the right terminology is for this here. A lot of the tires, as you saw in the acceleration data, had roughly the same like forward grip, it appeared. But man, you get some of those, like a couple like that DS Racing, the what was the dang thing called? The rear wheel drive FF0 Mark II. Come on, guys. So pause here for a minute. If you're from DS Racing, rename your dang tires. I shouldn't have to like refer to my notes every time I'm thinking about what the heck the dang tire name is. It is rear wheel drive FF Mark zero. I can't remember it yet. 0 Mark II. That's ridiculous. There's no reason why the name should be that long. Come on, do something about that. But anyway, especially that tire, I could tell, and a little bit with the LF3, but some of the other tires also. I couldn't tell as much of a difference maybe necessarily in acceleration, but man, the initial turn the car sideways and feel that bite and feel it controllable as it goes into the corner. Those really long DS Racing name tires that I'm not going to say it again, it felt like it was just zero. Like you had really good forward bite, but as soon as you turn sideways, and you know, and you need, I'm expecting the car as I turn it sideways to scrub some speed. And so, you know, you got to judge where you initiate the drift going into the corner in order to scrub just the right amount of speed to go then through the corner appropriately. And it just felt like it accelerated, right? Like I get that car sideways with that tire on and there's just no grip whatsoever. So I found corner entry, especially, remember what we talked about at the beginning of this video, that long sweeper corner and then having to narrow up and tighten up for a tight 180 was very difficult with that tire. And I could that's really where the Yokomos and the ReveDs really shined for me, for sure. All right, so the fourth and last thing, the final conclusion from all of this, if you're running on some P-tile like this is, what are the tires that I would start with? I'd start with the Yokomo A's. I'd start with the ReveD, the new ReveD tire, and I'd possibly do the DS Racing, the LF3, the one with actually like a little bit of tread pattern on it. that tire felt good to me. Also, you know, one of the positives that you got out of the DS Racing, the LF3, was that it actually came with foam. You know, and like on the MSTs, on the Yokomos, you always have to buy those separately. So that's, the DS Racing is a nice, more budget-oriented tire, comes with foams already out of it. Like, I could see that being a very nice compromise overall. So if you're doing it, Yokomo A, ReveD, the DS Racing LF3, from the tires that I've tested, that's what I'd recommend. Okay, that is it for this video. It's all I've got. We are done. Thank you for watching. Let me know down in the comments if you found this helpful. Are you drifting on a similar surface? Are you drifting on carpet? Are you drifting in your garage? Where are you drifting? Let me know, because I still have all these tires. So if I can find a suitable alternative spot to go test on either carpet, I have my garage, so I can always test in my personal garage floor. I can do this whole thing all over again. If you want to know and you want to see those differences, let me know. I'll be happy to go out and try to kind of do this test again with a different surface. So I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go start working on some other stuff. In the meantime, please come over here, check out some other videos that have already been made. I really appreciate all the support, everything that you give the channel. It really means the world to us. Thank you. We will see you in the next video, and goodbye.